All right, so today I'm going to be talking about the Song of India and how to properly propagate it if you want it to take off and turn into a big, pretty plant like this one. The Song of India is a very pretty plant, as you can see. Just has these really nice green and yellow variegated leaves, super cool colors, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. And this is a Dracaena, very similar to some of the other plants that I've shown you how to propagate. It doesn't grow quite as fast as the other Dracaenas, like the tea plants and some of the other ones we have in our yard, and that's what makes it so cool as well, because it takes a long time to get to this size. This plant here is over 2 years old, and they do grow very big. And some of the things that I like about this plant is all the cool colors. You can see the variegations between the bright green and the yellows. Just a really pretty plant. Really stands out in any garden. So let's go right around the corner and let me show you a few that I have on the side yard that we're going to propagate so that we can have a nice arrangement like this. All right, here's one of the Song of Indias that needs to be propagated. This one's just growing up really tall and straight, which isn't so bad, and they do grow very tall, but if you want it bushier and you want more plants, you need to propagate it. So what I usually do is I'll come up the stick and I'll usually leave 4 or 5 nodes worth of leaves on it, just so it has those leaves to absorb the energy from the sun. Usually come in right about here. And that's what I do. Top it about that high. And then these leaves on the bottom, I know a lot of people take them all off. The more you take off, the easier it is for it to root. But on these, and with them being such a slow grower, I don't want to destroy too many of the leaves. So I only take about that many off. That's not a whole lot. So when I stick it in the ground, these leaves are going to be right above the ground level. Roots will start popping all out of here. Some people like to shave a little bit of the bark off, which does help on some plants. These are not as necessary. And then wet it and stick it in rooting hormone and all that. And that will work too, but it's not necessary with these. If you have the right conditions with the right soil and water, which we'll get into in a minute. But there's your cutting. We'll go ahead and get another one right here off of this one. Let's come right in here. Same deal. That leaf is no good. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. Take a few of them off here on the bottom. There you go. Might even get a couple more there. That's about all you have to do with that. And I'm going to get one more for the pot that I want to do, and I have one right over here on this side garden. And here's another one that needs to be propagated, and this one's already been propagated a couple times. If you look right in here, where this one's been cut off, right there where my thumb is, there's 3 branches that are already popping out of that one. And then right in here behind it, this lower guy here, I might have to separate them this way. You can see right here, this one broke off right where my middle finger is, and you have 3 nice branches growing out of that one as well. So 1, 2 has turned into 6 because we're getting 3 out of each one. So I'm actually gonna do the same with the top of both of these. So I'm gonna come right in here, clip that one about there, do the same thing I did before. Take some of these leaves off, about that much, and then do it again right here. These are really nice Song of India cuttings, perfect size. They'll grow into really nice plants. And now that we have our cuttings, let's go around the corner and plant them. All right, so I'm over here now, and I've let these Song of Indias soak in the watering pot for about 5 or 10 minutes. And I do that just because as soon as you cut a plant, they're super porous. They're gonna start sucking in as much water as they can to live. So I like to give them that big shot of extra water before I plant them. And the only thing you have to do after you soak them in the water is just take a pot like this and stick it in there. Just push it down till it's firm. And I was gonna put it up there, but I think I'm gonna leave it right here just so you can see how that is. This pot here is gonna be able to hold 2 of them. And then I'm gonna go get another pot for the other 2. And take this here. It's gonna be tight quarters. You get those leaves to kind of overlap each other and they'll hold each other up. And then I just push that one down as well. Firm, but not too firm because you don't wanna break any of the leaves off. And there you go. And right there, a nice pot with 2 Song of Indias in it that's gonna end up being a very big plant. They're not rooted yet, obviously. They're gonna move around if I tilt it too much at you. But you just do that, you get them in the soil, and then after you get them in the soil, you give them a little water. When I say a little, water it thoroughly. I'll let that drain through. It's gonna get all over those roots, and I'm not gonna water it again for like another 3 weeks or so, maybe more. These things can go dry for a while, but just give them enough water to really take root. Set them in an area that's at least sunny half of the day. Once they're mature and they've taken root, they can be in direct sun. These things can handle a lot of sun. They also grow good in the shade. It's a really neat plant because it's so tolerable like that. It's also cold tolerant up to about 30 degrees. Most will die at like 32, 35. These can get down to about 30. They don't look good. Leaves will start falling off, but they'll stay alive, which is nice. And there's one completely done. I'm gonna do the same thing with these other 2. I'm gonna go get another little pot, but it's the exact same method. You just take these, stick them in the ground, and before long, you get long stringy ones. And when you want them to start branching out, just top them, stick the top in the ground. That's all you have to do. Hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you guys have some nice Song of Indias growing at your home soon.